Chris Mullen, NBA champion, Festus Ezeli. I am Bonta Hill. The turnovers continue to be a problem, but after falling behind 14 in that first half, the Warriors showed a lot of fight, a lot of spirit, a lot of grit, and Will Richard came through and saved the day.
Bonta, what is that thing that you get when you are like 40 years old as a male? What's that thing you're supposed to get in the hospital? What's that thing called? A colonoscopy? That's what this game felt like.
Say
okay,
this game. I don't know if it was that deep, Fessy.
This game was insane. You know, 20 turnovers. The Warriors are trying to get their rhythm back. It's just all around the floor. You know, one thing I think about when I watch this game is when you're trying to get your swag back after a few losses. Like it's always ugly, right? All across the floor. I thought Steph played a great game. Off the bench, Will Richard really making his impact felt on the game. The Warriors are down 10 to 12 points, and during that time, he comes in the second quarter, really puts his imprint on the game. The Warriors are trying to find some life. Draymond Green just got ejected from the game. All those, and the bench comes in. The bench scores 52 points. That was really the difference in the game, all right? The bench comes in, they make up for it, they get offensive rebound, bring some life into the game, and really give the Warriors the boost they needed to get this game.
Yeah, Will Richard came in and changed the entire game. Incredible energy. He was 5 for 5 at one point. Bench scoring 52-31, so it's a huge lift. Paz was double figures. Fourth quarter, Steph Curry took over. Jimmy Butler played a great game. So a win is a win. I think it's a feel-good win because you got more guys involved, and they regrouped. Once Draymond got ejected, the team came and played much better basketball. I felt like there was 5 guys that were active offensively, making the Phoenix Suns defense pay for laying off people. Steph, really turned on the fourth quarter. But really, Will Richard, this is his game. He gets the game ball tonight.
No doubt. It's known as the Will Richard game. They gave up 44 points in the first quarter. The Warriors, that is, they go ahead and survive 119 to 116. We go back to Chaser to Fitzibuki, who's standing by with Will Richard.
So, Will Richard, how do you stay ready and come off the bench on fire with 20 tonight?
Yeah, this is what it's all about, being ready when your name is called. I knew I just wanted to go out there and make the most of the opportunity and help my team win the game.
What's your mentality on the boards? Because you had 5 rebounds. You had a big offensive rebound where you just cut through the defense, seeing no one's really boxing out. Are you just having fun when it comes to someone shooting and you getting offensive rebounds?
Yeah, just staying aggressive. I mean, the margin of error in NBA games is so little, so those little plays mean a lot.
How about the margin of error with your follow right before halftime? You think the Warriors needed those 2 points?
Oh, for sure. I mean, just trying to make those little energy plays that help us win in the game.
Now, you keep talking about energy, too. Is that kind of what you pride yourself on? You think about the three-point shooting, making shots here and there, but just being consistent with your energy. How tough is that for you? Is that a natural thing?
For sure, it's natural. I mean, I want to help this organization win as much as possible, so I know my job is to come in here and give some energy and effort and just help us win.
The home crowd in that fourth quarter, Phoenix coming back, you're holding them off. Steph and Jimmy are making plays, you're making plays. What's it like to have everybody rise up the last minute or so and bring it home?
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, we love playing at home because we know our fans are going to be behind us, so that's what it's all about for us.
How tough is it when you're dealing with a guy like Devin Booker who was hot in that game? What were the conversations like where you're trying to figure out, do we double team, do we stay home? What are the discussions like there?
Yeah, he's tough. I mean, he's a great player, so you just got to make it as hard as possible on him and just contest. And you can live with some of those because they're tough shots.
Will, we appreciate you stopping. Get ready for Orlando on Monday.
Yes, sir, appreciate you.
That is Will Richard, the 56th pick in the draft, a 20-point game on 6 of 7 shooting. And where would they have been without the 52 bench points? Man, do the Warriors need that. They take care of the Suns tonight, 119-116, and it's Orlando Monday night.
You're right, Fitz. The Warriors did need this win. And Will Richard, who had been out of the rotation, Steve Kerr mentioned earlier this week that, hey, I love Will Richard, but I owe it to some of the veterans on this team to give him a chance to right the ship. Well, Draymond Green gets ejected with about 10:39 left in the second quarter. Will Richard then gets some minutes, and boy, he made them pay. The Phoenix Suns, that is. And I have a feeling, Fezzy Phil, he will not be out of the rotation come Monday night against Orlando.
This is what you call making the coach pay for taking you out the rotation. Making him, forcing his hand to not take you out the game. Big Willie Richard doing a great job tonight. You like that? Big Willie Richard doing a great job tonight, playing with a lot of energy, offensive rebound, really changing the tone of the energy of the game. I thought he came in, you could feel him instantly, just with the defensive pressure. I thought hitting those shots were huge coming off the bench. They were looking for life somewhere, and he came into the game and just knew exactly where to be. Was playing well with Jimmy, was playing well with Steph. I mean, Will Richard is going to be in the game now and be in the rotation. He forces the coach's hand.
Yeah, the rotation tonight, you look at the bench minutes, a lot of those guys played double-figure minutes. So we talked about when you play 12, 13 guys, it's really hard to get a rhythm. So tonight, obviously, Draymond gets ejected. Jonathan Kuminga was not available. So all of a sudden, the rotation's tighter to begin with coming into the game. And in turn, guys get more minutes. They find some rhythm and flow together. Obviously, you get a great performance from the bench with 52 points. Will Richard and Podziemski leading the bench scoring. But also, both teams make 42 field goals. The three-point shot. Warriors make 17 to the Suns 12, so it's a plus 15 right there. Second chance points was huge. You know, we talked about their transition defense, but what made up for all the turnovers, 22 turnovers, but the made threes and second chance points even that out.
Now, Phoenix came out on fire, 44 points in that first quarter. However, they scored a combined 43 in the second and third quarter, and the Warriors go on a 10-2 run early in the fourth to build an 11-point lead. But as all Warriors games seem, it comes down to crunch time.
When you're trying to get out of the rut, it feels that way sometimes. You kind of have to gut it out just to get that rhythm and that momentum back. Getting this win at home against the Phoenix Suns, you just lost to them last game, so making adjustments. I thought that, you know, playing against a team twice, Devin Booker made adjustments. He came in tonight, he was hot, he was getting to his spots. He was, you know, the Warriors weathered that. Dylan Brooks as well, coming into the game, getting comfortable early. He was 6 for 7 from the field in the first half. So all those things were going right for the Phoenix Suns. I thought the bench for the Warriors did a great job. The Warriors were trying to find a lineup that were going to give them some energy, give them some kind of synergy, give them something life. And I thought they found some Brandon Podziemski and Will Richard in the game. They were able to get some buckets, and that got them going some way.
Yeah, it just shows you really, and Steve Kerr talks about a lot about this. It doesn't really matter who starts. The Warriors had, I think, 2 of their starters were in double figures. The fact that Will Richard came in and had a huge night off the bench. Pods gets double figures. You get contributions from many players. Mainly the bench. So it really doesn't matter who starts, really it matters who's clicking. And tonight just felt like more players were involved offensively. And I think when you feel involved on the offensive end, it does carry over to the defensive end. You have a little bit more energy there. I thought tonight there was some key charges. Steph took a charge. I thought Moody took a big time charge. Just really not a great well-played game by the Warriors, but a gutsy win, something they really needed.
And to add to that, the gutsy part is the offensive rebound. 17 offensive rebound. We talked about Will Richard's big one before halftime, and you know how important it is to close halves and quarters out. That's one. TJD, big second chance points. QP, Gary Payton, even not his best game, but still leading with effort. That's exactly how you get out of games like this.
And then the balance of that is when you crash the glass, you have to get back in transition defense. I thought the balance of making threes, the second chance points, and fast break points were 12-11. Those 2 categories of last game in Phoenix, points off turnovers and fast break points killed them.
Yeah, that flipped in this game tonight. But that, you mentioned it, Fezzi, the end of the first half was crucial for the Dubs. They were down 8. Phoenix had a double-digit lead, and we said it at the time. Phoenix must go into the half with a double-digit lead. They don't. Will Richard with the follow.
Warriors Nation, buckle up, because the front office is cooking, and this could be the move that shifts everything for our season. I'm talking about real size, real athleticism, real impact in the paint, and a player who checks every box we've been missing. Yes, the Golden State Warriors are serious about adding a big man, and Daniel Gafford might be the missing piece to help Steph Curry lead this team back into title contention. Now, let's not sugarcoat it. We're 13-15. Steph is dropping nearly 30 points per game, moving like it's 2016, bending defenses, hitting impossible threes, and still we're not getting wins. Why? Because we're getting cooked in the paint. Rebounding, bottom half of the league. Rim protection, inconsistent. Points in the paint, dead last. Dead last! That's not a stat, that's a cry for help. And that help might be wearing a Mavericks jersey right now. Daniel Gafford, ladies and gentlemen, is not a superstar, but he is a specialist, a certified, athletic, rim-running, shot-blocking menace. This is the kind of presence we've needed for years, someone who doesn't clog the offense, but anchors the defense. A big who plays vertical, protects the rim, finishes lobs, crashes the glass, a player who gives us second chances and shuts down easy buckets. And here's the best part. Dallas is reportedly open to trading Gafford, and Golden State is really serious about making it happen, according to Chris Haynes. We're not just kicking the tires here. The front office knows we can't waste another MVP-level season from Steph. This team has a championship core, and we owe it to them to fix the weak links. Let's talk numbers. Gafford is averaging around 9 points, 7 rebounds, and over 1.5 blocks per game, all in under 25 minutes. He's shooting over 70% from the field, mostly off dunks, alley-oops, and hustle plays. This guy doesn't need the ball. He feeds off effort and energy, and that's exactly what this team lacks in the middle. But Gafford isn't the only name on the list. The Warriors are also eyeing Nick Claxton from Brooklyn and Robert Williams III from Portland. Claxton brings mobility and elite switching defense. Williams, when healthy, is one of the best pure rim protectors in the game. All of them are young, athletic, and would fit like a glove in Curry's system, where defense and off-ball movement are king. But let's be real, Gafford feels like the most available and attainable of the three. He's under contract, he's healthy, and he's already drawing interest from teams like the Indiana Pacers. So if the Warriors want to move fast and shake things up before the February deadline, this is the move. And don't forget, making a trade like this doesn't mean giving up on the young core. It means supporting them. We've seen flashes from Kuminga, Podziemski, and Trace Jackson-Davis, but when you add a guy like Gafford, you allow those young players to thrive in their natural roles instead of forcing them into mismatched lineups. Now, some fans might say, we need another scorer, not a big. But let me ask you this, how many times have we lost games where Steph drops 35 and we get crushed inside? It's happened way too often. This isn't about style, this is about survival. You can't compete for titles when you're dead last in points in the paint. You just can't. Adding Gafford wouldn't just help Curry, it would help Draymond, who wouldn't have to constantly battle 7-footers. It would help our perimeter guys, who could finally pressure up knowing there's a shot blocker behind them. And most of all, it would bring balance, something we've been missing all year. So, Warriors Nation, what do you think? Is Daniel Gafford the answer? Would you trade a second rounder, a young player? Would you go all in to give Curry the support he needs and deserves? Let's talk about it in the comments. Drop your take. Should the Warriors pull the trigger and bring Gafford to the Bay? If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more real, passionate, unfiltered Warriors coverage, hit that like button, smash the subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a moment of the madness. This is Warriors Nation News, where we ride for the blue and gold through wins, losses, and trade rumors. Stay locked in, Dubs. We're just getting started.